that an X? Is that an O?
Oh no, oh no.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, T. Look alive. Oh, that was your 90s move?
Yep. Called the Diddy Bop.
That's a 2022 move.
The Diddy Bop.
I was just standing up against the wall.
No legs, no nothing. He ain't breaking a sweat. See, you got a glass of water right now, right? Yeah.
Man. And welcome to Exo Sports. How's everybody tonight?
Hey,
Harry.
what's going on? What's up,
How
Harry?
are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm just a duck looking for a pond. You know me.
Quack, quack.
Yeah. Brian, how are you tonight?
All right, man. I'm doing okay, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints.
Oh, me little brother. One day I will learn the ways of life from you.
Yeah.
Tonight we're missing Emerson and Malcolm, working hard for the money. Work. God bless them. They are some working dudes.
Yeah. Hit him up for a loan.
Huh?
Somebody hit him up for a loan. Give me some money.
You know, Malcolm be like, I ain't giving you nothing.
Yeah.
While puffing on a cigar.
I work for it.
Yeah.
Earn it.
Yeah, he would definitely say, if I can, you can do it. And walk off with his cigar in his mouth. Yeah. Terry, tell us about the subscribe button, please.
Expo Sports Talk would like to welcome everybody to tonight's show. We want to thank all our viewers and subscribers for their support. If you're watching or listening in for the first time, the show is also streaming on your favorite podcast platforms. To stay up to date with our latest videos and latest news going on in the world of sports, hit that subscribe button, press the like button, and tap that notification bell. Also hit that share button so you could share this channel with your family and friends. As always, feel free to join in on the conversation and the live chat where you can post your comments, or you can call 475-221-5006.
No doubt.
Okay.
Sure.
Give a quick shout out to Debbie Campbell. Who's in the house.
Deb in the chat.
What's up, Deb?
Hey, Deb. What's going on?
Deb. How are you? Now, guys, in the AP, you have for college football, starting at number 10, they have UCLA, USC at number 9, number 8, Oregon, number 7, TCU, number 6, Bama, number 5, Clemson, sorry. Number 4, Michigan. They have a tie for number 2.
Yeah.
Tennessee and Ohio State. And at number 1, they have Georgia.
Georgia.
Now, the coaches poll, they have at number 10, Ole Miss. Number 9, USC. Number 8, the Oregon Ducks. Number 7, TCU. Alabama is still hanging in there at number 6.
Joke.
Number 5, Clemson. Michigan. And number 4, Tennessee. Number 3, number 2, Ohio. And number 1, Georgia. And there's the college football playoff rankings. I'm just going to do the top 5. They have number 1, Tennessee, number 2, Ohio State, and number 3, Georgia, number 4, Clemson, and number 5, Michigan. And Alabama just stays consistent at number 6.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for Tennessee to play Georgia to see how that falls out.
Yep.
Ohio State to play Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And see exactly where do we wind up going in the college football rankings after this week. What do you think, Terry?
It's going to be interesting to see how things shake out. I'm looking forward to that game too, that Tennessee game against Georgia. But
yeah,
the SEC is tough, man. I'm thinking that's why they still got Bama ranked at what was it 6 still? Because this is so. I mean, the SEC is so competitive. I feel like maybe they're considering because of where Bama plays. That's why they're still ranked number 6, even though I feel like they shouldn't be. But it's a lot of good games coming up. You know, Michigan's got they beat Michigan State last week, so they still, to me, I like where they are right now, but they still got to show and prove because we know their history when it comes to the big time games. So,
Brian.
Yeah, and the game, everybody. Well, the game of the week, I should say, will be the Tennessee Georgia game. Anybody got any quick predictions on that? Who are they taking?
I'm going Georgia.
I'm taking Tennessee.
Georgia.
So we got 2 Georgias, 1 Tennessee. All right, I'm going Tennessee Whiskies, man. But also I'm keeping my eye on the Ohio State and Michigan. Now I'm gonna take Ohio State on that because I think Michigan, to me, I think they're a little ranked a little too high for my liking. But we'll see with this game. The proof is in the pudding, and but it's gonna be a great week of college football. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm going Michigan, man. I gotta stay Fab 5.
Fab 5. No Jimmy. What was his name? Not Jimmy King. He played for Ohio State.
Oh, Jimmy Jackson.
Jim Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go at it, yo.
Yeah, this is you got 1 more month to go, and then we will know who's in and who's out.
Yeah,
let's not forget. I had Bama losing this week. Yep. Another thing I put.
All right.
On a limb.
Guys, 2-2, Philly and Astros. T, did you see it coming this close right now?
Yeah, I called it. I called the Phillies to win it, and I called Philly cheesesteaks. You paying?
Pick up that tab.
With all seriousness, yeah, I felt like Philly was hot coming in, especially Bryce Harper. They got shut out last night, but you know they went in. They did what they were supposed to do. Like I said, I felt like they needed to get that first game in Houston, or a game in Houston, that be in the series, and they did that. So now they find themselves 2-2. It would have been nice to get 2 wins at home, but didn't happen. So you gotta get back out there, you know, see what happens. They're on tonight, right?
Yes, they are on tonight. Yep.
So it's a big game tonight.
Yeah.
This could be the series.
Yeah.
Brian.
I'm shocked a little bit. I thought I thought Houston would win. I didn't know in what fashion, but Philly, man, they playing tough. Grit, grimy, they shutting them out, hitting homers. So I'm still gonna stick with Houston to win it all, but I think, like T said, this game right here could say a lot. But I'm still gonna stick with my pick and my word, and that's Houston. We'll see what I think Verlander is gonna be on the mound tonight, so we'll see what he do if he still got it.
I have a coworker. She's from Philly. I won't say any names, but she said Eagles are 7-0. The Phillies win the World Series. She said Philly's ready to explode, and she'll be taking off work if they win. So,
Yeah, don't tell them what they might do. That city might be.
yeah.
It'll
She
be
said she wants to be there for it. So,
yeah, that would be wild. Matter of fact, I'll talk to one of my coworkers too. He's talking about Philly, because he's a Philly fan. But you know, don't look too good. Well, he's a Giant fan though in football. So.
Oh, okay. Are they doing all right though?
Yeah, no, he's cheesing all day when we talk sports. So. But who you got for the game tonight, Aaron?
I'm gonna go Astros.
You going Astros?
I think Phillies had their moment, and now they're gonna get spanked.
Spanked.
I think. Yep.
Okay.
I think when they had their they won 7-0.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Astros. I said, okay, let's tighten this up.
Yeah.
And now I think you're going to see them beat them, crush them, and just roll right over the Phillies. So sad. Too bad.
All right. You heard it here. Phillies win. Philly cheesesteaks on there.
For everybody.
You know what? No. That is no, and double no.
Oh, man.
Not happening.
Put it on the XO. Get the receipt.
Put on the XO card.
Yeah,
man. Put on the
man.
XO card. XO sports credit card. Man, come on.
I want to try this place in Pennsylvania where that served with a small bottle of champagne at the Barclay Prime. Steak is made of sliced cold beef, melted cheese, shaved truffles, sauteed foie gras, caramelized onions, heirloom shaved tomatoes on a homemade brioche roll brushed with truffled butter and squirted with homemade mustard.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you one thing. Might have to stay overnight because you not make it home.
Yeah.
Look, make some hotel reservations.
But one year, when it was showed on Netflix, they did have lobster on it. So if any of the Philly fans, people want to tell Brian about this sub, just talk to him or Terry and let us know just how good is this $100 sub, steak and cheese sub, because I got to know.
Yeah.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Philly's going to win.
Now, guys, NBA talk around the basketball court. Now, I'm going to get on my high horse because I am definitely going to get on my high horse about this one. Do you think the Brooklyn Nets should release Kyrie Irving? Terry?
I don't think so. I don't think they should, and here's why. He's on the books for just one more year. If anything, I feel like they should look and see if they could trade him, which right now might be hard to do. But I would definitely see if anyone would bite on a trade for him just by himself. If not, I mean, they might have to consider maybe packaging Kyrie along with Durant and just blow the whole thing up. I mean, it's just not, they just never panned out to what they thought the franchise was going to be. They brought in Harden, that didn't work out. They traded for Ben Simmons, that didn't work out. What are they, 2-5 right now?
Yeah.
It's just not panning out to what the franchise thought that the Nets would be right now. So you might just have to blow it up. But if you were to ask me, I would just ride it out. I mean, you've got one more year with Kyrie, and you could potentially, at the end of the season, move Durant and get some good pieces for him as well. But we'll see. I mean, honestly, why I would ride it out is just because they're 2-5, and they, with those two guys on the court, they could turn the season around and get into the playoffs. So I wouldn't trade him.
Brian.
As the organization, let me start with this. You can't package both of them because nobody don't have the assets for that. After everything with the Rudy Gobert, there's no way you'll be able to package both of them and get the value of whatever it is that you'll be looking for. Two, just strictly basketball, because I'm not going to get into the whole other issue, but just basketball in itself, I look at it like they're 2-5. They played, I don't know. I don't even know if they played 30 games altogether. Who knows? Ben Simmons is not looking good so far. The team itself isn't looking good. So the organization, I would blow it up and just do the reset now. Right now, with the whole issue with Kyrie, I don't even know if you could trade him and get a pick for him. Because if you do that, teams will pretty much know you're trying to get rid of him anyway. So they'll just be like, well, we'll just wait. Only team I think would probably do it. I don't even think the Lakers would do it because you'll be mortgaging for somebody who you can't rely on right now. And this is not basketball issue, but you just can't rely on. And if you be frank, if we look at his career in itself, without LeBron, he's never really took a team as a star and led them or had a winning pedigree, I should say. So to me, Nets, just blow it up. See what you can get. You're not going to get the value that you want. Get rid of Durant. I don't know if you can even get rid of Ben Simmons. Just reset. Do everything you can. That's it. You have to.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
What would you do, man?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to jump on my soapbox. Nope. After I get off my high horse. First, I'm going to get off my high horse, then jump on my soapbox. Because I said to you guys in the summertime, dump him. He was somebody you couldn't count on during COVID. He got paid. And it's always been circled around him, not the team, not winning, him. He wants to be heard. And what he's talking about, nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anything for him. As an organization, you screwed up. You saw all the things behind the scenes that the average fan doesn't get a chance to see because you don't want it out in the public. Got it. But you knew he was a cancer and he was trouble. And you held on to a stick of dynamite and the wick was lit. And you said, it's probably long enough that we can get through this season or maybe another season before it blows. With a wick, it can go slow or it can go fast. And that thing blew up right in their hands. Dump them. Dump him as fast as before the stock market can drop.
And you know, one thing I want to say with all three of them that they do have, you can't, media savvy wise, none of them could be the face of your franchise. Kevin Durant doesn't like to talk to the media. He just wants to play basketball. Kyrie, you don't want him to talk to the media because you don't know what might come out his mouth. And Ben Simmons, we already know what the question is going to be. When you going to shoot the ball? Well, none of them could be your favorites of your franchise.
Well, let's take a look at that. New York fans are like this. We don't really need you to talk. We just need you to win. Derek Jeter wasn't that much of a talker.
But he was a winner.
But winner.
When you're winning, New York is fine. It's when you're losing.
Exactly. New York is fine. If you don't want to do a lot of public speaking, the fans are fine. Just win.
But that's the issue.
Yeah.
You wasn't going to win with Kyrie for the last 3 years. Yeah. And he was always a problem child. You kept him, and now you Piper. Just like you said, now you get rid of Kevin Durant. Don't wait until the off season. Just trade him, see if you can get a first-round pick.
Nah, he's for him. Picks. You can't just get one pick.
Yeah,
even if you get I agree with you. Even if you can get some picks, I'm being nice about it. But you got to go ahead and just bite the bullet with Kyrie Irving. Just release him.
Yeah. You know what?
I mean, they're only 2-5 though. They could turn it around, and you start winning. All that goes away.
Yeah.
But the problem is, T, in my eyes, people are going to stop. They're going to get tired from the public relations office to the owner that he's going to have to keep going out there and speak on behalf of this kid and really probably hold back what he really want to say about the kid. But he's going to have a script that he's going to have to say.
Yeah.
But you know what? Junk him, because you're already got issues by having Ben Simmons on the team. Dr. Phil can't help Ben Simmons. He's done. So you're going to have to just eat Kyrie's for another year, and you're just going to have to sit there and watch a sad Ben Simmons just sit on the bench or do whatever, get popcorn and maybe wash some cars outside. I don't know what the hell he's going to do.
And that's another thing. If you got rid of Kevin Durant and Kyrie, would you want Ben Simmons be the focal point of that team?
That's why I said on the bench.
But you stuck. You stuck.
You just gotta blow it up.
You just take Ben Simmons and you go like this. You know what? We're just going to try you coming off the bench. That's it. And you could take him to go see a shrink. Look, you lost it somewhere. You need to go to Tibet, climb the mountain, and see if you can get it back. But buddy, right now you just don't have it. So you can sit on the sidelines in a suit or on the bench, but we're not even gonna pass you to basketball because you've got issues. I've never seen anybody with one season somebody has a bad shooting. This is terrible. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, you bring up a good point though. I mean, I
made up some good points. You don't want to...
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm just talking for nothing.
No, I was listening while you were on your soapbox. But you have to blow it up. You can't even keep Ben Simmons because you got to clear house.
Okay, but here's the problem, T. I've always, as an owner, look at it from an owner's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a guy to go somewhere else and play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Nobody is not going to get a bag of peanuts for Ben Simmons. You're stuck. So you're not going to pay $60 million just flat out for the next 2 years. You're just going to say, you know what? One has got to stay.
Yeah,
So Simmons got issues, but you're just not, as a businessman, you're not just going to tell, okay, just leave, get out of here. You're not. You do it with Kyrie, and everybody say justified. But Ben Simmons, as an owner, I'd be looking at the general manager saying, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm not writing out checks just for nothing."
Yeah. They got. Well, would you guys take 2 first rounders for Kevin Durant?
Sold.
If I was Brooklyn, yeah. I mean,
high first round or stink team.
Well, that depends on what team takes them, but
yeah,
either way,
well, I would take 2, but I want contracts that are going to expire.
You may not be able to make that work.
The money's got to equal.
Yeah, the money's got to equal. So you're going to be bringing back bombs.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah,
I got to fill the void. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
You just got to hit the reset button, man.
Yeah.
Somehow in all this, I don't see the players wanting to go there, but I wonder if Danny Ainge is gonna try and swoop in and make a move here, do something with Utah. No,
not a million years.
Well, he would maybe take a Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
No. Nope. And the reason why I say no is Danny Ainge wants to do exactly what he did with the Celtics. If you recall, when Danny Ainge was the general manager, he had lottery picks after lottery picks after lottery picks going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to do the same thing with the Celtics.
You mean Utah?
Lottery pick. With Utah, lottery pick on top of lottery pick.
Here we got a handful now.
And that's what he did with the Celtics.
Yeah, but they're winning right now.
And he did that with the Celtics. You remember they were winning, and people were like, "Why don't he go and get that player?"
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, definitely.
So I don't think he's going to break out of that, guys. Should the Brooklyn Nets? Nope. I'm going to hold off on that. Steve Nash leaving on the midnight train to Georgia. Guys, right or wrong, Nash getting fired on his way to Georgia. Terry.
Somebody had to be the fall guy for last season and the poor start this season. And that guy is Steve Nash. The fact that right now Ben Simmons is a liability on offense didn't help his case either. Again, right, he was brought in as supposed to be this offensive guru, a point guard, or would you call him a point guard whisperer maybe? And he couldn't get Ben Simmons to be a factor on the court offensively. So their defense hasn't been anything to write home about either. And I guess, you look at in these type of situations, even if the players aren't playing up to potential, and that goes for all sports, right? Mm-hmm. The head coach is the first one that gets looked at. He gets put out there, as what's he doing wrong, or what is he not doing? So, doesn't surprise me. I saw it coming, actually, especially with the fact that Durant wanted Nash out of there over the summer. It didn't happen. Durant came back and they got off to a poor start, and it was bound to happen. If it wasn't going to happen this week, it would have happened a month from now. But it was bound to happen. So good luck to him. Maybe he'll get on another team, assistant coach, or coach somewhere else. But he just, like I said, someone had to take the blame for it, and most of the time it's the head coach.
Brian.
And well, you always feel sorry for somebody when they lose their job, so that's number one. But to me, Sean Marks, he hired them. Kevin Durant and Kyrie, we all know they had to have some input on it. To me, I thought they wanted somebody that wasn't going to really coach them hard, kind of do what they wanted to do. As Kyrie and both, I think he was on Durant's podcast when he kind of said, we really don't need a coach. I'm like, well, what player says that? That just shows he has no respect for the coaching, the authority, or somebody telling him what to do. But they both backed it to me. They hired him. I thought there was with them having the power that they had as players, there was a lot of other coaches out there that had a better resume that could have got hired than Steve Nash. Not to saying that Nash didn't deserve a job. I didn't think he deserved that particular job. And it may be a learning lesson for him. He came from that D'Antoni tree, and D'Antoni, he didn't believe in defense. It was, we're going to outscore you. And let's be frank, Steve Nash didn't really play any defense. He was on that team with D'Antoni that we was just going to outscore you. So you kind of got what they wanted, and it just didn't work out for them.
Steve Nash and Stoudemire, correct?
Steve Nash, Stoudemire. What was that? What they call that offense? 10 seconds or less or something like that?
Yeah.
It was an entertaining offense, but that's all it was, because they wasn't going anywhere.
Nah, it was entertaining.
They had that one year. They had that one year where there's a little dust up with, I think, Robert Ory. When he was with the Spurs, I think they were close to beating the Spurs, and then something happened. But who knows? I mean, that's hindsight.
Yep.
So.
Show me the rings. Nada. Zip.
Yeah.
For me, I could care less he got the job. I can care less that he got fired, because the bottom line was, they just didn't get you're the coach. You didn't get anything done when they were at their peak as a team. And with Kyrie Irving, they just went right down each year. And so I don't care who you had coaching that team. You could have brought in Phil Jackson. You could have brought in Pat Riley. When you've got a star player and you're counting on him, and he doesn't want to show up, you're going to lose. It's going to sour the whole team. So, unfortunately, Steve Nash was, as they say, in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that was a bad batch right there.
Yeah. Now, we had a debate about this one. My brother said, "Don't do it." I said, "I'm doing it. I don't care."
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yep. Should the Brooklyn Nets hire the stud muffin coach? I'm Ukadov from the Celtics. Terry, should they hire that stud muffin?
Well, I don't know about that part, but first off,
he's a stud.
Just want to say hi to Stacey Jeffrey, who's in the chat. She says, "Hey guys from the UK." So she's checking in. So we appreciate
Deb.
that.
Yeah.
Hold on for a second. Stace, Deb, should Should the Brooklyn Nets hire that stud muffin coach
Oh boy,
Ukadara from the Celtics?
I already think I know the answer, but
Don't know. Look him up.
But yeah, I mean, if we're strictly talking, let's just take everything else and just talk basketball, and take all the stuff off the court. We won't even factor that into this. He was an assistant, under Steve Nash for one season, so he knows those guys. You could say he kind of coached them already, Durant and Kyrie, along with Ben Simmons. And from what I read, he's got a good history with Sean Marks, the Nets general manager, going back to their days when they played together in San Antonio. So
Does he still have his suite in Brooklyn?
I don't know about that. Maybe that's for another show.
This guy
But,
just trying to get you.
I mean, the Nets are looking at him because they feel like he can, I guess, number one, tighten up that Nets defense, which right now is ranked number 29th in the league among 30 teams this season. So we know what he did with Boston last year. And let's not forget, they got off to a poor start as well. But, he guided the ship back on course and got them to the finals. So, I mean, I think I'm kind of thinking what the Nets may be thinking. I think maybe they feel like he can hold Durant and Kyrie and Ben Simmons accountable, at least for their play on the court. Kind of tighten things up there. So, all things basketball related, it'd be a good hire for them. I think he might be the guy to kind of right the ship and get these guys accountable, especially Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
So,
Brian,
Well,
tell me what you think of that stud.
I don't know nothing about that. So, but I think this is going to be interesting. I thought Udoka got a bad rap. Whatever transpired out in Boston, they never really related what it was, because if he was suspended, but you let him go to another team to get hired, that doesn't really add up. So, the story's still out, but strictly X and O's of the game. What I think is going to be fascinating is that he seems like the type of coach, as Terry said, that holds you accountable. And not only hold you accountable offensively, but the way he changed Boston was defensively. You could see what he did with Tatum and Brown and how it affected the whole team. With alone, you already knew Smart had that defensive intensity. Mm-hmm. But now you got a Kyrie Irving, like he said, somebody who wants to play, doesn't want to play. Now you're talking about a coach who's going to put your feet to the fire. What's up,
Brian? I'm sorry to cut you, but let me ask you two guys this.
What?
While you're saying that, you just said Kyrie Irving. We both just said Kyrie Irving needs to go. And you need to trade Ben Simmons. I mean, Kevin Durant. So he would be coming to a team with nothing.
Well, I'll say this: if the Nets are really seriously considering, and there's rumors that they are hiring him, I think, for both the reasons that Brian and I are saying, you might want to keep Kyrie, Durant, and Ben Simmons around to see what he can do. I mean, let's not forget, this was his first season in Boston, and he turned it around. Yeah. So, let's see. I mean, maybe he can convince Kyrie to just, I don't even want to say it, to not be as vocal, and just only answer basketball questions. How about that? Okay. And maybe he can get Ben Simmons to shoot maybe he just goes in and says, listen, if you don't shoot the ball, you got to sit down.
Yeah.
I think that's the only solution.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
You can't baby him. You can't baby a athlete that's your job right there. Is one of the aspects is to shoot the ball, because if you don't shoot the ball, you're hurting the team.
Yeah.
Oh, as we heard in one of the games,
Liability.
you heard Kyrie scream, "Shoot the ball!" So
Just shoot it.
yeah. So, and with Odoko, I think and as I think about it, I don't know if Durant ever really I'll take that back. I don't really know the type of coach Steve Kerr was, but he must have been an eye anyway. But somebody's gonna have to be the leader, and I'm assuming he's gonna tell somebody this at some point in time, that somebody's gonna have to be the leader out in the court.
Yeah.
And we'll see if Durant takes that mantle or will Kyrie take the mantle. But somebody has to be the alpha.
Mm. Well, if I'm, for him, the first thing a stud like him would do, because he's a stud muffin, he's going to make a phone call to Kyrie and say, look, this is what I expect out of you. Can you do this? And I would call up Kevin Durant and ask him the same thing. Are you committed to doing these things? If you're not, it doesn't make no sense for us to get together. Because if they're not willing to do that, you're taking a dead-end job. And all you're going to do is just find yourself not coaching again in the NBA, and you might find a job as an assistant. So before I mess up my career with those guys, being a stud muffin, I'm going to say to them, look, are you guys committed to playing defense? Are you committed to playing together, changing this ship around? Because if you're not, and you want to get out of here, let me know right now. Man up. Tell me what you want to do.
Yeah.
You're not kids anymore. Kids, you're grown freaking men. What do you want? And do you really want to win?
Yeah.
And you just set the tables with them.
Well, that's grown man talk right there.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what a stud muffin does, Brian. Get right to the point. Let them know.
All right.
Oh boy.
You want to hear that one more time? Stud muffin.
Oh man.
Oh boy, you gotta love it. NFL trades. The moves came fast and furious ahead of the NFL 4 p.m. Bradley Chubb, Jeff Wilson, Calvin Ridley were among the names dealt within 2 hours of the cutoff. The earlier two deals went on in quick succession, involving notable names on the offensive side of the ball. Pittsburgh Steelers sent wide receiver Chase Claypool to the Chicago Bears, while the Detroit Lions dealt tight end TJ Hawkinson to the Minnesota Vikings in the intra-division trade. Prior to Tuesday, several notable players were traded. Christian McCaffrey to Terry's team, moved out west and is already making noise in San Francisco. And the Jets acquired James Robertson to help fill their void at running back. The Kansas City Chiefs added another playmaker in Kadarius Toney, and the Eagles are all in their Super Bowl pursuit after trading for veteran pass rusher Robert Quinn. Those four players highlight the deals ahead of this year's trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, what team surprised in not making any trades?
Not making
Terry.
any trades.
Not making any trades.
For me, I was surprised to see that the Green Bay Packers didn't make a move to pick up a wide receiver, a veteran wide receiver. From what I hear, they tried to make a deal for Brandon Cooks from the Texans, but it just didn't happen. I'm not sure what happened and, if they had a deal, why it fell through, but you needed to do something to get Aaron Rodgers a spark on that offense. I'm just not sure what this organization is doing. They paid Aaron Rodgers a good amount of money. They let Devontae Adams go. And I actually, on both sides, I'm a little confused too for Aaron Rodgers knowing that they couldn't keep him if he got the money that he got. Now you see him on the field frustrated because right now no one on the offensive side of the ball can just seem to hold on to the football. It's kind of like it's like a blooper reel. So I'm not sure what that organization is looking to do this year and the years going forward. They need to get a wide receiver. I don't think they'll ever get another Devontae Adams, but they need to get a veteran in there to, like I said, to help Aaron Rodgers out. And I know Emerson said that he feels like Brady might retire before the season is over, but I could see Aaron Rodgers maybe retiring before the season is over if they keep going through the same things they're going through on offense every week, man. It's bad.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm not gonna beat that same drum because that's the team I was gonna say. So to flip that, I would say out of the trade moves, I did like the pickup that Minnesota did for the tight end from Detroit.
Yeah.
Hawkinson. And he's nice. 6'5", he's young, he's 25, catch, he can block. I thought that was a good pickup for them because they're not like a elite team, Minnesota, but they're a solid team. So you can't just come in there and say, oh, you're going to win. And you can't come in there and just say, oh, it's going to be an easy win. Because depending on the night that Kirk Cousins is, you don't know what you're playing with. Yeah. So I did like that move. As one thing Terry was saying about Aaron Rodgers, no, he ain't leaving that money on the table though. Not that other $50 million. He ain't gonna leave that. Might ask to get out of there, but he ain't leaving that. But yeah, they just look bad, man. For Aaron Rodgers' team, at the beginning of the season, if you were to say, "Oh, I'm gonna take my fantasy quarterback," and Mahomes was gone, Aaron Rodgers probably would have been my second. And it is a bad season right now.
The team that I'm surprised with, but I'm not surprised about, Los Angeles Rams. Why didn't they go out and find another wide receiver?
Ain't got no money.
The problem is the division that they're in. They're sitting there at 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's winnable.
It's winnable.
Yeah.
You got the 49ers at 4-4.
Yep.
Now, and then you got the Cardinals. Finding out certain things about the quarterback for the Cardinals, I'm just, putting in his contract that he's got to study. I would have told him go. I would have told him come back when you get some height. Get out of here.
Oh man, yeah, you crazy.
But the division is winnable, and you know you need a wide receiver to go along with Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you go and get another wide receiver? How can you sit there and wait on Odell Beckham? That's insane.
Well, let me say this, Aaron, because two things. They ain't got no money. And two, the second thing is they got no picks. So what you got to give? That's why they just waiting for Odell, because they got no picks.
But the problem is, Brian, your division. Let's take a look. The only two divisions that are good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's really sad.
Wow.
You have the NFC East that has the best division in the NFC. Eagles are sitting at 7-0, Cowboys 6-2, the Giants are 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is really sad. NFC North, Vikings 6-1, Packers 3-5, Bears 3-5, Lions 1-6.
Yeah.
Right now, you would have two wild card teams coming out of that one division in the NFC East.
Yeah.
Going back to the NFC West, Gino has done a fabulous job this year. I got to give him kudos.
Yeah.
He's done a great job so far.
And
but who would you think is going to play better in the second half? Would you go with Stafford or Gino?
Right now, I would say Gino.
Yeah.
And to be frank too, I know you saying Gino looking better, but you got to give credit to Pete Carroll, because I don't know who the offensive coordinator is offhand, but they resurrect his career, and what's his name? Russell Wilson's career.
Russell, yeah.
This year is not looking good.
He got his $140 million extension.
Yeah, he got his money.
Cha-ching!
Well, I'm saying, so he's got to be the coaching staff in some form of way too.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, they've been competitive ever since Pete Carroll got there, except for maybe last year. But they've been competitive for a while. And they always give my Niners a hard time. So,
You think about last year, T, at the end of the season, in the offseason, Pete Carroll didn't know if he was going to get fired.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't give him a pat on the back and say, "Oh, hey, your job is safe." They were like, we'll be in touch."
Yeah.
But I was surprised with the Rams. I think the Rams should have given up a pick.
Ain't got one
for down the road. I said down the road pick to get somebody at wide receiver.
I don't know if they have one for the next, one and two. Might be 2 or 3 years, I think. They mortgaged everything on that Super Bowl. It all went into that Super Bowl.
But I think Pittsburgh walked away with a pot of gold in that draft
with the draft pick?
From the Bears.
Yeah, that's to be determined.
Well, here's the reason why. The Bears are sitting at 3-5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bears are selling off parts of their team.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep selling off pieces of your defense. Guess what? You're going to fall like Wall Street.
Yeah, but their offensive, they need an offensive line bad.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can get that established, they'll be pretty good. I mean, they have some talent on that team. They just need an offensive line.
Yeah.
I would think the Niners were the best in this free agency. That pickup, what's his name, was an absolute gem.
If he can stay healthy.
Well,
Yeah, that's the one question mark I have.
If
Yeah.
he can stay healthy. He's not a big back. He's a good back. He's not a big back. And can he take the hits?
I don't think he'll get the workload that he got as he had in Carolina. They had him doing too much. Yeah, he was doing too much there. For that size, they had him running and catching, doing everything. Now you're talking about him and Debo can split that, and then you still got your tight end. He won't have to get that workload.
I want to see. I like you said. I want to see what he does with Debo and McCaffrey together. But I don't get too cute. We know what we are. We know we like to run the ball. Don't get too cute now. And let's win some games and win this division. So.
Oh man, you gotta get the hair done. You gotta put the little shine on it. Come on, man. You gotta get pretty, man.
I would say that I give kudos to the Miami Dolphins picking up Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup.
That's big.
That said to me that they said, you know what, we want to win.
They want to win it. I give them that.
We want to win because they know come the playoff time, they're going to have to be able to hit the quarterback because right now the machine is in Buffalo.
Yeah.
They're
hungry, man. They're hungry.
Yep.
They're hungry, but there's one thing. You keep watching the film week after week. The more you keep sending your running back out, your quarterback out there on running plays, somebody's going to catch them.
Yeah.
And when they catch them, it may not be a legal hit or it may be a fair hit, but somebody is going to catch him because maybe linebacker, maybe a defensive guy goes, you know what? I'm sick of him running around and today he picked the wrong day to run down my lane. Bam. You might be seeing stars after that. So I don't think that was a good move, but we shall see. Guys, week 9 in the NFL.
Week 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Guaranteed that the Steelers won't lose.
Well, you have the Eagles and the Texans playing tonight.
We got to buy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's just say
Catch us next week on that team.
Yeah. We'll bet everything on it. They ain't going to lose.
And the money tonight. And Vegas had just closed the door. Nope. Eagles and Texans. Brian.
Eagles.
Terry.
Eagles.
Chargers and Falcons.
Who you asking?
Pick one of you. Terry.
Chargers.
Brian.
I'm going to take the Chargers. And rumors, coaches getting a little hot. The seat is getting hot. It's getting a little warm. I'm going to take the Chargers.
You know what? Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to get the Lone Ranger horse sound because I'm back on my high horse. I said it since last year. That bum should have been fired.
Yeah.
He should have been flat out fired for all he had to do was just kneel on the football and he would be in the playoffs. The owner is thinking that, we're in. And he comes down from his luxury box onto the field, and he had to look at that coach like, I can't even say the words because we'll get banned from
the Lone Ranger. Double shots.
Yeah. So we'll just let that go. But Bears and Dolphins, Brian.
Dolphins. Yeah, sorry.
Bears and Dolphins, Terry.
Dolphins.
Panthers and Bengals. Brian.
I'm gonna take the Panthers, man.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Well,
Terry,
they got no
Panthers
Jamar
and
Chase.
Bengals. I don't care if they had Elvis Presley.
Okay.
Panthers and Bengals.
You see Terry's face too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers, man.
Okay, this is going to be played in the jungle in Ohio.
Still, yep. That's all I'm going with.
Packers and Lions. Terry.
Wow.
Oh, man. Give me the Packers. I got a little faith in this Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
Brian.
Give me the Packers. But what would the headlines be if they lose? Oh, boy.
Aaron Rodgers retires.
Raiders and Jaguars. Terry.
Give me Jaguars.
Raiders and Jaguars. Brian.
Give me the Raiders. Very disappointing in them.
Colts and Patriots. Terry.
Patriots.
Brian. Colts and Patriots.
Give me the Patriots.
Bills and Jets. Terry.
Bills.
Brian.
Give me the Bills.
Vikings and Washington. Terry.
Vikings.
Brian.
I'm taking Washington.
Seahawks and Cardinals. Terry.
Two of my. Give me the Seahawks.
Brian.
Give me the Seahawks.
Rams and Buccaneers.
Give me $100, Gino.
Oh, give me Tampa.
Brian.
Give me the Rams.
Titans and Chiefs. Terry.
Chiefs.
Titans and Chiefs. Brian.
Give me the Chiefs.
Ravens and the Saints. Terry.
Ravens.
Ravens.
I'm going to take the last one, and I'm going to go with the Saints.
Aren't you that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm going to take the Rams over the Buccaneers.
Oh, I said
guys.
Rams, so yep. Yeah.
Well done. You have made it through the show of hearing me go, stud muffin.
You have to brand that, man. You have to brand it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Terry, tell them about that subscribe button, please.
Yep. Before I do that, breaking news or somewhat breaking news, Kyrie Irving has been suspended without pay for 5 games, it looks like, by the Brooklyn Nets. So
Just to say this, that team don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to do damage control.
Yeah.
Money. Oh, that was 5 games. They're all over the place.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that next week. But
On XO Sports Talk.
Yeah.
thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Dev. Stay tuning in from the UK. We'll be back here next week.
Yeah.
Same time, same channel. And just thank you, everybody, for watching. Please leave some comments on how we can improve the show and get Aaron to stop saying stud muffin.
Stud muffin.
Yeah.
I'm a big stud muffin.
Good night, everybody.
Good night from the Stud Muffin Lounge.
Muffin top.
Hey, leave the stud muffin alone now.